got another hat. I got another hat. We don't even want to say what time it is. So my eyes are tired. The Golden Lotus Cave. Ooh, welcome to Spiritual Dessert Trews. Episode 22. A few days later, I was soaring from Mahler's 8th Symphony, and I reread Billy's last set of notes. Hotep? What was that? Once again, Billy had transmitted a word I'd never heard of, but which had ancient historical meaning. Hotep, it turns out, is the first word of the ancient Egyptian offering formula, a blessing bestowed upon the deceased in the afterlife. Hotep prepares the soul to partake of the divine nectar of the gods. Unable to sleep, as the full moon lit up the dark world, I stepped out into the night air to find Billy waiting. As the voices of my tribe faded and my vision returned, I was surprised to find that instead of being led into the white building, I was standing in a field of red and purple roses. But Annie, you've never seen roses like these. The neon bright flower blooms are 10 times bigger than the ones you have on Earth. And they're so alive, you can actually see them growing. For the first time since I met her, Shavara Lohana isn't with me. I'm okay with that, though, because I hear her singing from across the rose field. There is some kind of dew falling on the flowers and also on me. We're being bathed in the mystical perfume of my goddess. The roses look like they're dancing as their petals open wider to take in her fragrance. I probably also look like I'm dancing as I follow Shavara's voice through the glistening field. Up ahead, I notice a golden dome of light, and as I get closer, I see that it's a cave. Pictures of blossoms are carved around the gilded entrance, through which I can see my goddess waiting for me inside. Shavara is floating above a circle of golden lotus buds that sit on a quiet pond. True to her female nature, the love of my eternal life has changed her outfit. She's wearing a golden gown, sheer enough for me to see a hint of her body underneath. I'll never get used to her presence or her beauty, her half-closed eyes. Make her look dreamy and seductive. If I didn't know better, I'd say she's flirting with me. Once inside the cave, I'm so intoxicated by Shavara's sacred perfume, I have to lie down. Up close, I can see, instead of water, the lotus pond is filled with milky nectar. Ooh. Shavara Lahana's eyes spring wide open, and she begins a sacred dance. She turns slowly, and when she circles back, she's holding a violet flame. Her hips sway back and forth, and sparks fly as the fire flows from one hand to the other. Each movement of Shavara's body satisfies a longing so much a part of me I didn't even know it existed. As my goddess dances, there is no pleasure in the universe that remains unknown to me or unfulfilled. Heaven! Woohoo! Shavara sweeps down and enchants something over each lotus bud. 8 golden flowers open one by one, as the heart of each blossom, as a flame of some shade of purple red. These are the flames of my past lives. People want to know who they were, what they did, and who they did it with. I'm content just to watch the flames of my lives illuminate the golden petals of their lotus flowers. Shavara flies to the center of the circle flowers, and with her ruby mouth pressed against the milky water, she chants. The bigger the lotus, the deeper the mud. The bigger the lotus, the deeper the mud. A solitary bud, bigger than the others, rises from down inside the pond. I'm surprised. This bud is covered with mud. I haven't seen dirt of any kind on this side of things. The muddy flower quivers and blooms in the golden light of the cave. Shavara pours the violet flame of my last life into its heart. The muddy crust evaporates. The petals of all the lotuses start moving like speeded up hummingbird wings. They swirl and collide and become pure flashes of energy as the golden flowers of my lives blow apart. I'm witnessing the ceremony that will end the cycle of my being born. Shavara raises from the smoky explosion, gorgeous as ever. She offers me a cup filled with the milky nectar of the pond. It tastes so unfamiliar, it's difficult to drink. It's sweet, but surprisingly pungent. You could never drink this elixir if you weren't ready. I'm barely ready, but I drink. As the smoke cloud reaches the top of the cave, it forms a golden dragon with fierce eyes. He's fierce, but I'm not at all afraid. The dragon's devotion to me is obvious. He's my dragon, the way Shabar is my goddess. My dragon has served me through my many lives. My protector came to me in different forms. As a beloved pet, an unexpected stroke of luck, a kind act from a stranger, a chance meeting that brought good fortune, the friend who showed up when I needed one. Those were the expressions of his devotion. I feel such profound gratitude. I want to honor him in some way. I pour the nectar from the cup into my hand and offer it. As the dragon drinks, I am overcome by longing. The moment is one I would like to hold on to. My faithful dragon bows his head, touches his forehead to mine, and in a wild, selfless act of courage, he breaks open the cave and destroys it with his power. Then my dragon disappears like rising smoke. I'm now standing before the great emptiness of the Absolute. I am ready to enter the void. But before I go, I want to tell you this. Life is a divine, mysterious impulse to be tasted and then released. Although everything in your life is destined to change, I wish that the sweetness of the celestial elixir you and I have shared will remain forever on your lips. I took on form to enter time. I entered time to partake in creation. Since my destination is no longer earthly realm, I will now enter the great void and travel beyond time. Shavar takes my hand and we ascend through profound darkness. As my goddess lets go, I'm propelled into the void. I am going beyond creation, before the manifest, outside of time. I am entering a world of non-existence. No light, no sound, no beingness. I have tasted the elixir, and there is no fear. Dun 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 dun. Heavenly cosmic bliss. All right, I think there's one more. To be continued.